Springboro Schools are under new direction, but it's a familiar face leading the team. Hi, I'm Maureen Russell-Hodson, and this is Springboro Here and There. We are here in the cafeteria of Springboro Intermediate School, along with our new superintendent, Carrie Hester. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Maureen.
I'm so glad to talk to you because there's so many cool things happening with the school, but before we get to that part, let's talk about a superintendent, because I think we all know superintendents, first of all, as someone who maybe sets policy, but probably most importantly, as a parent, I know our children were always interested of when we get a snow day, and that's always the superintendent's big job, right? So what are some of the responsibilities you have?
Wow, it is a big job, and I hope that I don't have to call any snow days this winter, because they're very stressful.
Yeah,
it really
I'll
is.
bet.
But we are fortunate in Springboro to have an amazing team at the central office, and my biggest job is making sure that all of my cabinet members are doing exactly what they are here to do, and that is in their area. How do we do what we need to do to grow kids and continue to make sure that our education is top quality here in Springboro Schools? So leading my cabinet members to make sure that their areas are doing what they're supposed to be doing so that kids grow. I mean, we offer a top quality education here in Springboro, and it takes a lot of us to make sure that that happens.
Well, I know the reputation for the schools is outstanding, and even though you're new to this position, you've been around Springboro for a while. Give us your background.
So I came to Springboro to develop the Human Resources Department. It was always in the past responsibility of different people at the central office, and so I was able to build the department and make it a standalone Human Resources Department as the director, and then that morphed into becoming the assistant superintendent, which I held for just a few months before I was the interim superintendent. And I did the interim superintendency for 14 months, and then went back to complete a lot of the jobs that I hadn't done, in my opinion, fully yet, especially within the human resources realm, because we need really strong systems in order to run safe and effective schools. So I went back and did the assistant superintendency, and then the superintendency presented itself again, and it was my time. I'm ready to do this, and it's great.
And so, so far, how is it going?
So far, it is amazing. It's a different job than I've ever held, because I've been mostly behind the scenes, especially in human resources on the adult side of the world. And now I am, like I'm here today at SI to listen and learn all day long, and a lot of that involves just being next to students and hearing their voice and what is it that inspires them, and so that part is really good.
And so what inspires you? What inspired you to become the superintendent?
Personally, I knew that I needed to reach this level in my career because I was ready. I need to become an effective leader so that children learn and grow, and just getting into a school system that deserves to have consistency. Springboro's had a lot of ups and downs, and I just wanted to, for the next 5 years at least, lead this district, and great things can happen when we have some calm and consistency.
So you've got great students, wonderful teachers, and that's all one side, but also just the day-to-day operations of keeping school buses running and the schools open and cleaned and updated. So lots of improvements happening.
Oh, we are so thankful for the PI levy that was passed. The community said yes back in May, and school finance is hard to understand, but what we didn't have here was a PI, a permanent improvement levy, which was very necessary, because just like as homeowners, we need to keep up our houses. We were suffering in the areas of our infrastructure, and so this money has allowed us to do a lot this summer because it was passed last May. And so improvements, just simple ones but expensive ones, like repaving parking lots, and the walk outside of SI for years had come in disrepair, and it was, if you had high heels on, it was hard to walk, and now it's brand new. Lots of painting. These are brand new cafeteria tables. We were able to purchase 13 new buses, which is huge. So the money has helped tremendously.
Yeah, so we can thank taxpayers for footing this bill, but seeing that it's going to good use, because Absolutely. It seems like it's touching every student will see some kind of improvement.
It is. Our business manager, Scott Gilbert, is so good at making sure to look at all 6 buildings and then district-wide, just all of our grounds, to make sure that it's being equitably dispersed.
Okay. So what's a typical day like for a superintendent? It seems like you're all over the place every day.
Well, I'm making it my personal goal right now to get to each building and spend a day there, listening and learning. Whatever feedback that teachers and staff want to give me, I want to hear it. We are planning on some community coffees after I'm done with the buildings so that I can hear parents' hearts and souls and what is important to them. So the first 2 months are very busy with just being outside and being visible. But a typical day is full of a lot of meetings, honestly, a lot of meetings. So I'm going to make it a point to try to balance the necessary meetings, but also being in front of kids, because that's why we're all here.
And how do kids react to you? Do they realize you're the superintendent?
They look at me funny, like, who's this lady? And then somebody will introduce me, and they don't get the concept of superintendent.
Right.
But when the teacher or the principal brings it back to snow days, they get it right away.
Okay, then I'm on
That's the lady
I'm on the student level there. I'm thinking snow days too. So what kinds of short-term plans do you have, or what other improvements will we be seeing? What's on your agenda here short-term other than visiting the schools?
Once I'm done with the listen and learns, it's gathering all that feedback because we're really going to focus on culture and climate. Springboro does lots of great things and we are an amazing place, but post-pandemic, all of us have been changed. And so it's time to focus on getting back to who we are and how can we become stronger. And then the other thing I'm most proud about is that we have our strategic plan, board approved this past summer. This is going to provide our guardrails to really focus in our work so that we're not just chasing every new thing that's coming down, but really as a team, we've developed this. The board was very interactive with us. This included lots of feedback from our stakeholders, and so it's 5 areas that we are going to focus on, our aspirations to become an even better district.
And I'm assuming that we'll be able to learn more about that as the plan starts to unfold. And
yes, the plan's
stay
out
tuned.
on our website
Okay.
if they wanted to go and look at it. And then every quarter I'll be doing updates to the board to let them know how we're doing with. There's a lot, and it should take us the next, I'd say, 3 to 5 years to fulfill. And we could change it, you know, as things change.
Could you explain how the school system works? Like, you have a school board, you have a superintendent, because I think sometimes people get confused about who's making decisions, and really you report to the school board, right? Just explain that for us.
So we have 5 school board members, all very supportive of our schools, that I report directly to. The treasurer and myself, we report directly to. And they are over us to set big picture policy and make sure that we are living out school board policy. The treasurer and I are in the weeds every day doing the operational pieces and components of running a school. And we rely on our cabinet team and our principals to fulfill that work, and so that the teachers can do what they are so gifted at doing, and that's educating our students.
And that office is central office. That's kind of where you're all housed. But
Yes.
obviously, as I said, you are out and about. You're on social media. You're visiting the schools. You're out in the community. This is something that's obviously very important to you.
Very important to me and very foreign to me. I'm not, I'm not one that likes to do the FaceTime, but I'm learning and growing, and it is great to build relationships with people.
Well, I saw that you were also interviewed by a junior high student, so I hope I'm hanging in there.
I thought this
your
could
other
be-
interviews.
I was like, I could be sitting with the futures, and you know,
That's right.
like Hoda Copy or somebody, whoever it is, and she looked at me like, who?
I got the reference.
Yeah.
What would you want some families that are new to the district, or maybe folks who live here who don't have children in the district, to know about Springboro Schools?
I would want them to know that Springboro Schools is a very safe place to send your pride and joy. Everybody here takes what we do very seriously, and student safety is our #1 priority, both physical and mental safety, just like staff safety is our #1 priority. And so we are building inside of our schools. Our culture is everybody is included, everybody is valued, and we want everybody to add value. So trust that we are doing what we are all here to do, and that's educate children.
Oh, outstanding. Well, I'm wishing you all the best for the rest of the school year. You have roughly 6,000 students.
We have 6,100 students.
Okay,
yes.
and 6 schools, so it's like a little mini city here that you're operating every day. But I can tell that you're enjoying it so far.
I really am.
until the first snow hits, right?
Please no, Maureen. No ice. Actually, no, let's do snow. Let's do like 8 inches of snow so we have to close.
Students, you heard it here first. She's calling for 8 inches.
It's the ice that you're like, ah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure talking with you. I know it's going to be a fantastic school year. And for more information, you can always visit the school's website, which is
www.springboro.org.
and we're very close to that, ci.springboro.oh.us. You can also check us out on Facebook, and I know that the schools are very active on social media as well. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great school year.